Hey everyone, John Chow here from johnchow.com, and welcome to Driving with John Chow. I want to talk about something that is vitally important to your online business success, and it's something that most internet marketers don't even think about, and that is lifetime customer value. How much is your customer worth to you over his life? And like I said, unfortunately, most internet marketers don't even think about that, because all they want to do is, they figure I'm just going to sell them something, they're going to buy it, I made my money, and that's it. Or they have a blog or a YouTube channel, whatever, and a new visitor comes, they click on the ad, and they made 25 cents or $1, and then they don't think about anything else. But how much money could you make if you, instead of having someone come to your site, click on an ad and leave, and making 50 cents or $1, how much more could you have made if you would have captured the customer's information and started a relationship with them and build a relationship with them, build up trust, authority, and then have the customer buy from you over and over again over the life of the customer? How much is that worth? Versus saying, click an ad, and they're gone. And I said, unfortunately, most internet marketers pick up, click my ad, click my ad, click my ad, make me some money. They don't think relationship, building trust, and all that kind of stuff, and thinking of lifetime value. And the difference between the two is amazing. I'll give you an example of Starbucks. Do you know what the lifetime value of a Starbucks customer is? Because Starbucks knows. Big businesses will know their numbers, and the lifetime customer value is one of the most important numbers you need to figure out. The average Starbucks, and there are many ways to calculate it, but this is how Starbucks calculates it. They look at the average customer, how many times they visit a Starbucks in a week, then they work out what their average purchase is, and then they work out how many years they stick around as an average Starbucks customers. Then they look at the attrition rate, how many of them fall off after, how long did they retain the customer. Like in the case of Starbucks, apparently, the average Starbucks customer apparently goes to the store 3 times a week, spending an average of almost $5, and they stick around for 20 years. 75% of them are still at Starbucks after 20 years. All right? So then after you figure that out, you can say, well, just add up all the money times 20 years. No, but that's a future payment. So what they do then is they will discount the future stream of income, those coffee purchases, they'll discount them back to today's dollar using a 10% interest rate or discount factor. So applying that rate with the 75% retention rate, 10% discount rates, the average Starbucks customer to Starbucks is worth $15,000. $15,000 is what a Starbucks customer is worth to Starbucks over the lifetime. So when you look at that, you're thinking like $5 cup of coffee or a cup of coffee, but think every customer walking into Starbucks is worth 15 grand to Starbucks. See, when you know that number, then you know how much you can afford to spend to get that customer. If you know that a customer is worth 15 grand to you, are you losing money if you spend $10,000 to acquire that customer? No, you're not. You're still making money. Even if you spend $14,000 to acquire the customer, you are still making money. But if you don't know your lifetime customer value, there's no way you can figure out how much money you can spend. So you need to figure out that number. And unfortunately, like I said, for the majority of internet marketers, like especially bloggers, who depend on, or for people who depend on advertising as their main source of revenue, like in the case of a blogger, be Google AdSense, or in the case of a YouTube channel, it will be those YouTube ads. If you depend on those if you depend on that as your source of income or only source of income, your average customer value is almost zero. I mean, it is that click, and then you won't see that customer again. Right? So you can't. you can't it's very hard to compete with internet marketers who have higher customer value or lifetime customer value. Like I worked out the lifetime customer value of my customer is in the thousands of dollars. That means I can afford to spend a lot of money to acquire a customer and still be profitable. And this explains why, first of all, that explains why Starbucks has so many loyalty programs. It also explains why they go into all these high-end locations that best real estate, because they can afford to, because they know what the customer's worth. And this also explains why my TD Bank was offering a free iPad just for setting up a new account for a new customer, because they know their customer's worth way more than the cost of the iPad. So the moral of the story is you need to know your lifetime customer value. And once you figure that out, your job is to improve it, to get it higher, to get a higher lifetime customer value. Like before, when I had just advertising, my lifetime customer value was only in the few bucks. But then when I added my own product, it increased. And then when I added other product, the customer value kept increasing and kept increasing. So that's your job. Your job is to get your customer value higher and higher. And the only way to do that is actually they have to be a customer. In other words, they get to know you. You need to capture them. You need to be on your list. They need to be a part of your customer base. Like if some guy finds you on a Google search or something, they read your article, they're great, they click on ad, they're gone. Guess what? That's not a customer. That's just someone who came, saw you, and left. That's not a customer. They're not a customer until you actually have their information. You got the name, you got the email address. That is when they become a customer, right? So you want to start to increase your lifetime customer value. The first thing to do is to get a list. Start building your customer list. Start building your email list. I mean, I said it over so many times. My biggest asset in my entire online arsenal is my email list. That list of customers, that list of readers I have, it's worth millions of dollars to me, right? But if you don't have that, if you don't have any way to contact your customers, either for email list, social media, some RSS, something like that, then you have no customers, and therefore you can't even work out your lifetime customer value. All right. So be like Starbucks, work out your lifetime customer value, and I'm trying to figure a way for me to match Starbucks $15,000 per customer. That is just insane. Wow, crazy. Anyway, hope you find that helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.